Black Oni.
What's up, Internet? This is Echo1034 of the Black Oni Collective. I am here to talk to you about No Man's Sky. Yes, I know. The game has been out for, 2 weeks now, or a little bit over 2 weeks. By now, you've probably played the game, and you've probably come up with your own conclusions or opinions about the game. I just wanted to take some time and highlight some of my thoughts. What did I like? What did I dislike? And maybe some thoughts for the future. So to start us off, what do I like? I think the first thing that I should mention that I really like is I just like the overall feel of the game. The colors are very vibrant and contrasting. Combine that with the very subtle soundtrack. So like you're exploring the universe and you have the nice music in the background. More often than not, the music complements the areas that you're in. And I often felt like I was wandering around and exploring an old 60s or 70s sci-fi TV show or movie or something, kind of like Star Trek or Twilight Zone or something to that effect. So that combination of the soundtrack and the vibrant colors really helped sell that and made it very immersive. And if you grew up watching shows like that, you'd probably enjoy that. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the different alien life forms to interact with. Not only do you have the three resident species of the universe, you've got the Viking, which is a very warrior race. You got the Gek, which are basically, well, I guess they're Jawas, for lack of a better word. They're frog things that like to buy and sell shit. And then you've got the Korvax, which are essentially just robot people, and they're all about intelligence and experimentation and science and stuff. So those guys are really cool. But I also really enjoy coming across the different species that you can randomly find throughout the universe. The procedural generation of the game allows for an infinite number of different species you can come across. Granted, so far, most of the species that I've come across seem to be very similar to one another, but I've seen enough differences to make that at least interesting. I had seen a video the other day of somebody that found this dog-like creature that basically had an orange fruit for a head. It was really weird. There's another one that had this, this T-Rex looking thing with tiny ass wings. I haven't seen anything too weird, but I've seen my fair share of strange creatures while exploring the galaxy. Another thing that I really enjoy is coming into a star system for the first time and a fleet of starships is already sitting there. Or, even cooler, warps right in front of me. That's pretty badass and definitely makes me feel like I'm in the Battlestar Galactica fleet or something. Admiral Adama, I am with you all the way. So stay we all. Can't forget this, space pirates. Who doesn't love space pirates? If you've watched any sci-fi or you played any video game or you've watched any anime, I'm sure you've come across space pirates one time or another. If you carry a lot of good shit in your cargo hold, odds are you're going to get attacked by space pirates. Never forget the first time I got jumped by them, and I was hauling a good load of gold and aluminum and, emerite. And, got a message on my machine that said, hey, you're being probed. They found good shit. Gonna come kill ya. So naturally, I ran away like the bitch I am and managed to escape by the skin of my teeth. Whew, that was scary. So far, I think I've only managed to kill one other spaceship because I suck at space battles and dogfighting. But hey, I've survived so far. Fuck you, space pirates. I think the other thing that I like about the game is the overall scope of the universe. It is a little overwhelming, particularly if you're getting started. It feels like there's no real end to the exploration, and realistically, there is no end. I think that's part of the point of the game. In a lot of ways, I think that's a great idea, and I think I'll continue to enjoy exploring the different worlds. And so far, each world I've been to is just different enough from the last one I've been to keep things interesting. So that's definitely something that the game has going for it. Now, I did want to talk about things that irk me or bother me or that I just feel need some improvements on. And the first thing I'm going to mention is probably something I've heard a lot of people talk about and a lot of people complain about, and that's the field of view. Okay, that is probably the thing that pisses me off the most about this game. Why the hell is the FOV so tight? I feel like I'm zoomed in and craning my neck forward trying to stare at a fucking rock. Why? They need to relax the FOV just a little bit. I keep misjudging shots and trying to mine, and it's really annoying, and I'm constantly missing, and it's pissing me off. So please, at the very least, give us an option to adjust the FOV on both the PlayStation and on the PC. Moving on, the next thing that I really don't like is, well, the fucking Sentinels. Who here likes the Sentinels? Nobody. So, and if you do, shut the fuck up, you're lying. They're assholes. They need to fuck off. Seriously. Why are there robots running around patrolling every godforsaken planet or moon in the universe? And why do they get pissed if you take a rock or two? Yeah, I'm gathering a shit ton of gold and aluminum and plutonium and whatever, but we have an entire universe of that stuff. Leave me the hell alone. I managed to come to one planet where the the little status thing pretty much said, Sentinels, volatile. Oh, great. That means they're going to shoot me on sight. Well, fuck off. I'm going to kill them too. On the bright side, the Sentinels are a good source of titanium and usually drop some pretty good loot. So I've gotten to the point where I just shoot them on sight whenever I see one. So at least it's giving me some stuff to mine and stuff to fight, which is always fun. But yeah, they're annoying. Beyond that, I think what I would really like, besides the FOV being fixed and, well, not really sure what you can do about the Sentinels, but the other thing I would really like more is more variety. Yeah, the game is procedurally generated, and there's a lot of random generated creatures and planets and plants and things like that. But realistically, you see the same things over and over and over again with slightly different configurations. I've seen the same damn plant that gives me the Thamium 9 on a bajillion different planets. I think maybe like the dozen or so planets or that I've decided to look at. And I've seen that same plant but called like a dozen different things. But it's the same thing. That's a little annoying. What about the outposts? So if you've explored the planets, you'll notice that there are alien outposts and there are ruins and things like that scattered all over these different worlds. And they're pretty cool, and I do like going to them, especially when I'm trying to get away from bad guys or something. But every single outpost looks the same as the last one. The architecture is not different. If you're on a world that's inhabited by the Viking, it should have architecture that kind of speaks to that. If you're on a world that is inhabited by the Gek or the Korvax or an unknown alien race, the architecture of the outpost should be different. Thankfully, some of the ruins are different enough where this isn't too much of an issue, but more often than not, I find that all the outposts and all the ruins, they all look basically the same, and honestly, that gets a little boring. I think that if they can just add more variety in that regard, it would probably help out a lot for keeping people's interest, because at this point, it's not so much about exploring to find cool stuff, but once you get further into the game, exploring becomes less about finding that cool stuff and more about finding minerals and resources that will allow you to go to the next planet or system so that you can find more minerals and resources to go to the next planet or system. And so you can find more minerals and resources to allow you to go to the next and the next and the next. Seeing a trend? Yeah. So at that point, you have to ask, why bother? So if they can add some more variety, that would probably be phenomenal. The one thing that I think actually they need to add in addition to that, they need large civilizations. Aliens walking around doing stuff, but large cities where these people, these aliens, interact with one another. They've set up shops. You can talk to them, whatever. That would be fantastic. Maybe even give out quests or some things like that. If you could add more diversity in that sense, I think that would add a lot of content to the game that it currently lacks. But yeah, I think that right now that's about all I have really in terms of complaints. Most of the game I actually really enjoy. I said the overall feel, the different aliens, the scope of the universe, all that's pretty cool. Overall, I think the game has a lot of potential and it can eventually be something extremely epic and just immersive. I mean, hell, it already is pretty epic. They've done something, Hello Games has done something that no other company has really done to such scale that I have ever seen. Having a procedurally generated universe with basically an unlimited amount of planets to explore, that is just mind-boggling. And it's only like, what, 5 or 6 gigs? So I'm impressed with what they've managed to accomplish. If they can maybe add some more stuff, add more content in the future, I think they would have a really, really solid game. Add more quests, more alien races, and of course more cities. maybe destroy those goddamn sentinels. That would be fantastic. But all in all, I think it was a great game. I think it has the potential to be something more if they can add more. But for now, it's just a lot of fun to fly around, shoot some aliens, mine some gold, become rich as fuck, and go to the next planet, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Yay! So yeah, that's pretty much my impressions of the game. I will probably continue to play it on and off, and well, I hope they come out with something really interesting in addition to what they've got. We'll see how that goes.